While that's working, why don't you talk about how you got into 3D printing?
I basically got into 3D printing because Adam called me a couple years ago and he was like, I found this, there's a program that you might be interested in. He asked me if I tried it before and I said no. I was like, I wouldn't mind trying that.
That was the program with Rocky?
Yeah.
So Adam got you connected to Rocky, and you just did it like as an experiment to see if it's something that you'd like.
Yeah, turned out to be something I was interested in doing, and I went there for about 6 weeks. And then went back up there in February of this year for free, I think about 3 or 4 weeks.
What about it made you realize that was something you were gonna like to do?
Mainly all the stuff I could actually sell.
Mm-hmm. So you realized it could be a good business for you.
Yeah.
And you already were really good at computers, right?
Yep.
You have an associate's degree?
Yep, I got an associate's degree in computer networking. Couldn't really
Nice.
find anything in that, so.
What Kenny has to do now, is your speakers on, bud?
Yeah.
Alright, Kenny has to go out and find an item he wants to print. He's working with 4 different software programs to make this work. He's working with the Slicer, which is the software that generates the file we need. He's working with Pronterface, which is a way of communicating to his printer through the computer, because a printer can't verbalize or auditory something for him. His computer can. So we have a system where we hook the computer to the printer. So as he's trying to manipulate the different commands, he can hear what's going on. The printer can't do that for him. The computer can. So he's using Prusa, the slicer. He's using Pronterface to communicate with the printer. And then he has to use 2 different NVDA programs, non-visual digital assistant. So one program won't do everything it needs to do. So Kenny is currently toggling through 2 different, we'll just call them blind programs, 2 different NVDA programs to get it to read to him what these 2 different programs he has to use to get the printer to work.
Where did you get your degree from?
I started out at Clark State and I got it from the Hadley Institute for the Blind out of Illinois.
Oh, nice. So you actually got a computer networking degree, like that was more catered toward like the audio cues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's good. What do you see as your biggest challenge with 3D printing?
My biggest challenge, mainly like the layers and stuff. Because that's like a visual aspect.
Yeah.
Like, I can hear the sound and know it's not printing right, but it's always that first layer.
Yeah.
Your first 4 layers you can look out for. Those mess up in your entire print stuff.
Is that when it looks like a
That's what it looks like.
bird's nest?
Yeah, like a bird's nest.
And there we got a good load, so if it likes it, it's going to start printing in a second. And it liked it. So what's it doing now, Kenny?
Starting to do its first layer.
Yeah, well, what's it do before the first layer? You're right.
It does its first line.
It's doing a purge line, so it's basically spitting filament out because it knows there could be a little bit left from the last print. And since we have changed colors, it wants to purge and get rid of anything that was in there in the beginning. So you see red, obviously we printed red last time. And now it's starting to do its first layer. And there we go, we can see the gray starting to do its first layer. So Kenny knows the sounds of what it should be doing, and he knows the order of operations. He knows the bad sounds. One of the reasons we invested in the Prusa, so this printer was $1,100. This printer is $200. They both do the same size. But the reason we went with a Prusa is they are known for the average.
Tables and perimeters. 3 items. Leave mode selected. Preview tables and perimeters. 1110. Touch easy cursor. Layer high 10. 0. First layer high 10. 0.
Yeah, this cart is snazzy.
He ended up putting barrel labels on the bays, so I know which, like with the barrel numbers on them.
Oh, the braille numbers. Okay.
And he printed them off of my printer.
That's so cool.
He's like, your printer printed these. I'm like, what?
Well, and you have a nicer printer than some of his printers now, right?
Yeah.
So he
He was jealous. I mean,
yeah, he
he's
probably
like,
enjoyed
yeah.
playing with your printer.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna hate to see this go.
Because I know you can get pretty inexpensive 3D printers, but they don't give you the
They
cues
don't.
and stuff you need, right?
Yeah. And you'd have to leave the filament on a spool holder.
And yours threads through these tubes.
Yeah.
That's really neat how he does that.
Yeah. I just gotta get me some more filament and
So do you buy the filament online, or is there a place that you buy the
then
filament?
I think it's bought online.
Okay.